All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Traders Intelligence. Yes, you are welcome. That's me trying to be sarcastic, though. All right, so basically, you are welcome again, guys, and this is another episode on Traders Intelligence. And we've established in previous series about the fact that psychology is the absolute reason why 93% of retail traders are not profitable. I want to assume that right now we all are on the same page. There is no argument about it. So I want us to make progress. And what is the first thing that it is that we'll be talking about today? Today we are focusing on one of the four fears that plagues every trader, and that's the fear of loss. So today we'll be dissecting the fear of loss, how it affects traders, and then how you can gradually overcome it. However, before we delve into that, let us have like a refresher. So before now, we both agreed that psychology is the reason why 93% of retail traders are not profitable. And we got to establish the fact that the major thing that plagues trader is fear. And then we have the fear of loss, fear of missing out, fear of leaving money on the table, and fear of being wrong. And we established clearly that the way to overcome these problems include awareness. Absolutely. There is no way you can find solution to a problem that you don't know about. Imagine, there's a child, the child is sick, and you come into the house and you are like, what is wrong with you? And the child is like, I don't know. And then you go to the doctor's place, and even the doctors are asking, are you feeling like this? Are you feeling like this? Are you feeling like this? And the child keeps saying, no, I don't know. I just know I'm not fine. At that point, it will be difficult to prescribe whatever drug they think should help the child. That is why awareness is important. You need to know your problem so you can know the solution. That's number one. So number two is knowledge, and that is where we are now, because we've agreed together that fear exists because a certain knowledge is missing. And today we are trying to talk about fear of loss, how it manipulates traders to do the things they are not meant to do on the chart, and then how they can most likely overcome it. And as we step into it, the first thing I want to mention about the fear of loss, in fact, the first thing I want to mention that is responsible for the fear of loss is that, you see, in trading, there is something your broker tells you. But for some reason, I got to realize that majority of traders never knew that that statement was written down for your good. Like, that statement was drafted for your good, to help you. In fact, that statement is a psychology hack that if you obey it, or if you put yourself in the right frame of mind to obey it, you would improve your trading. And what is that statement? Never fund any amount. Do not invest any amount that you are not willing to lose. That's it. Trust me. This thing I just said is the first and major problem of traders that is sponsoring the fear of loss. I said major. I did not say the only problem. Because whether you like it or not, we all are humans. And as I've established in previous episode, there is a way our mind works, such that when you are not willing to lose something, your mind will get into a mode that will teach you how it thinks that you ought to protect that thing. And as both psychology, real life experience, and everything has made us see, everything our mind tells us to do at that point is always opposite of everything it is that we are meant to do entirely. So what is the first step? It is that as far as trading is concerned, you are not meant to invest, fund any amount you are not willing to lose. It's a law, it's a rule, it's a principle that is meant to be abided by. Not just for the sake of anything so that the broker can take your money, but for your good. I've been there before. There was this time that I used to fund money I cannot afford to lose, and then my business began to do well. That was when I was beginning to fund the amount I was willing to lose, and that was when my trading began to improve. So I am telling you guys that this is the first thing to look at. That this money I'm about to fund, genuinely ask yourself that question. If this money does not come back, will I be okay? If this money does not come back, will every aspect of my life still remain fine? If the answer is no, that is not an amount of money you are meant to fund. And to shift it further, before you carry that money and go and buy the prop firm accounts, ask yourself that question. This money that I want to go and use to buy this 10K, 25, 50, 100K prop firm account, if I should lose the account and the original money I'm using to buy this account does not come back, will everything be fine? If the answer is no, my friend, take it from me, that is a money you are not meant to fund into your real accounts. That is not a money you are meant to carry to go and buy a prop firm account. And what is the solution for this? The solution for it is as simple as possible. You need to increase your primary source of income. Yes, that is one of the things that traders don't know that they need to do. You see, this idea that you come into the market and come and make money is wrong. It's a lie. I will repeat it and I will establish it again. Trading is a skill to multiply your money, not to make money. No, trading is not a skill to make money primarily. It is a skill to multiply your money. And in multiplying your money, there is a rule even in every investment, no matter low risk, medium risk, high risk, which is that you should not invest any amount you know that you either cannot lose or you urgently need. So when you look at it very well, for some of you, trust me, you are a profitable trader already. But your problem is that you are disobeying a law. And what is that law? The law states that never fund any amount you are not willing to lose. You see, the way our mind has tricked us is that you are thinking that the brokers have that law in place so that when you lose your money, you can't sue them. So that when you lose your money, they can easily say that Shebi, we told you not to. No, that's not the reason why, actually. No, it is not. The primary reason why that law exists is for you, to protect you. Because the moment you fund an amount you are not willing to lose, a lot of things will go on inside you and will be turned on. Because you are not willing to lose that money, there are different kind of mechanisms and way your mind will be thinking inside the charts. You can relate with what I'm saying. That if you are paying attention to the thought process going on inside of you whenever you execute a trade, based on that account that you are not willing to lose the money, what do you realize happens? You realize that if you look at it very well, the reason why you can take any risk on demo is because that money is an amount you are willing to lose. Yes, that is why demo is profitable than real. I will take that again with an analogy that I've been explaining before now. And what is the analogy? It is that when you are not willing to lose something, your mind will inspire you to take actions. And we are saying that those actions are opposite everything that you are meant to do. Now, take a scenario. This is your demo account. Your emotion is not attached to it. To put it in the right context, the money in your demo account is a money you are willing to lose. Yes, that is why you are profitable. So when you take a trade, your mind does not mismanage it. When you take a trade, drawdown does not trigger your emotions. When you take a trade, you are willing to leave it and let it play out. Even when you see it in a drawdown, you are okay if it hits your stop loss, that you execute again. But what happens when you come into a real account environment? You are not willing to lose that money. So suddenly what happens? Any drawdown triggers your emotion because you know that once it hits your stop loss, that money in quotes is gone because you are afraid to lose it. And also because you are afraid to lose it, you most likely don't trust your strategy. Or who knows, maybe you even never had a strategy in the first place. But let's assume you had a strategy. Is it making sense? And is it getting clearer? So as far as trading is concerned, one of the ways to overcome the fear of loss is that you are never meant to fund any amount you are not willing to lose. When your broker stated that law, it was not an advice. It was not a means to reap you of your money. It was actually a law put in place to protect you as the trader. So how do you overcome this particular law? It's as simple as simple. The reason why you have an amount that you are most likely not willing to lose is because you don't have much of it. That's the honest truth. Because let's assume you have a basic balance, let's say, of $10,000. All things being equal, it should be easy